What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Revival. And today I wanted to basically just tell a quick story about how I first obtained my Sega Genesis as a kid. Nothing like super crazy about it or anything, but it's always been something that definitely has kind of stuck with me, and I'm truly appreciative of my uncle for doing what he did, for sure. Because basically, I was always a Nintendo person. Regular Nintendo, then Super Nintendo, and then eventually I went into PlayStation and stuff beyond that, but Game Boy and whatnot. Sega was always like the only times I had played it while it was in its prime were if I went overseas to my mom's family in Europe. Sega was big over there back then, so I would play it at my cousin's place or something. It was the Master System, and I would just play Sonic the Hedgehog, and that was it. And then also at my friend Stuart's house growing up, my friend Matt's brother, they also had a Sega, and we would play a bunch of stuff over there, like Road Rash and obviously Sonic. Nothing ever really made me necessarily have to have one at that point. I was always just I thought the controllers were weird. I was like, this isn't the normal controller that it comes with. This is one that I bought. This is just the one that I use the most because it's got 3 extra buttons. But having just the A, B, and C button, it always just felt weird to me. And that's just because I was such a Nintendo guy. Basically, what happened was I was getting ready to do my confirmation, and my godfather lives in Jersey, and he wasn't able to make it out here. So my uncle Joe out here, I asked him, I was like, hey, would you be my godfather for this, for my confirmation? And he was like, oh yeah, absolutely, for sure. So he did, and my birthday came up later that year, and he was like, let's go to the store. I remember I was with him and his 4 kids, my 4 cousins. I don't know if they were all there. Maybe it was just 3 of them or something. I know at least 2 of them were there, Joey and Nick. We're walking through this toy store at the mall, and I want to say it was like EB or something. But we're walking through, we're kind of looking around, and I was thinking cool, he's gonna buy me like a Ninja Turtle or something like that. And he goes, well, what do you want? Pick something. And just totally sarcastically, I was absolutely kidding. I see a Sega up on the thing, and I was like, I better not. And I was like, I just kept my mouth shut. And he's like, well, you got your eye on something clearly. What is it? I was like, Sega. Just kind of threw it out there because I couldn't decide. I wanted to do something and not look like I was trying to schmooze him or something. And I was totally kidding, totally sarcastic. He walks up and he asks the dude about it. He goes, how much is that? And the guy was, I was like $200 at the time. And I was like, no, you really don't have to do, no, you don't have to do that. And he bought it. I was totally kidding, and he bought it. And I was like, oh my gosh, now I feel, part of me feels terrible, the other part of me feels awesome, because this is great. And we went back to his place, and all the kids were playing it for hours, and we played, I think it came with Sonic 2 at the time, and played the hell out of it. And it was so much fun, and it was so awesome. And yeah, it was all because I was just being sarcastic and couldn't make up on my mind on what I wanted. So just to get people to stop asking me, I just said Sega, and he did it. And to this day, I still remember that. I still remember vividly being in that store asking, and my jaw dropping when he said, yeah, pull that down off the top shelf. And I was like, oh, what? Are you kidding me? So, and I grew to love it so much more after owning one and being able to dive into the games. I didn't play RPGs on this. I didn't play Sega RPGs till later on when I started getting into Phantasy Star, when they re-released it on the Wii and stuff. But I played action stuff. I played Sonic. I played, oh my gosh, this was my sports games console. My friend Joey and I played NHL 95 and Madden 95 like crazy. I'm surprised those cartridges even still work because they were so well. They may not at this point, but I'm surprised they worked as long as they did because we played them so much. Like it got to the point where you made me sound like a dork, but I would like onto my VCR, I'd get a blank tape and I'd record our hockey games, and then I would watch them over again and be like, hey, we did this wrong here and stuff like that. And we were screwing around completely. Had no idea what the hell we were talking about, but yeah, I ended up having so many great memories with this system, and that's all because my Uncle Joe did like an amazing thing that I did not expect, and I'm so thankful. So Uncle Joe, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And I do remember still to this day, and I still have it to this day. And it's something I will never let go for sure. Yeah, so I figured I'd just share that story. And yeah, I appreciate a subscribe, like, a comment, all that stuff. You've seen a million YouTube videos, you know what to do. I appreciate you watching though, and keep on gaming.